What's up, everyone?
Welcome to the Strategy Vault. I'm Felix.
And I'm Gio.
In every episode, we break down the strategies for major wins, bold ideas, and lasting growth.
It's Freestyle Friday. Time to kick back with our favorite collaborators, share fresh ideas, and see where the conversation takes us.
Grab your notepad.
And your coffee.
Chaffee.
And let's
crack
open the vault. Cheers, buddy boy.
Yeah. Cheers. Welcome to Freestyle Friday, guys.
We're just going to get a little bit of Bailey's in this coffee. Would be nice, huh?
Got me a little Scotch whiskey here. Nice Glenmorangie. I don't know if I say it properly.
Glenfiddich.
No, Glenfiddich is another one. Glenmorangie is another one. You have to check it out. I'll go get the bottle if you want.
And let's crack open the beer.
Yeah, brah.
All right, cheers, brother.
Hey, cheers, my friend.
Friday. How's your week?
Just smell it for now. My week was amazing. My week is actually
things are picking up. End of January, things are starting to pick up. Things are starting to turn around
slowly but surely. We had a very slow December. Very slow January. January is common.
Yeah, in every industry, practically, it's like that. January, everybody's, I guess, hibernating.
Yeah, but now
I don't know what it is about. Well, I do know what it is. It's because after Christmas, people don't have, because people are relaxing. People don't have money because they spent all their money on Christmas, and for other reasons, it's cold outside. But you're going to see now in the coming weeks, things are going to start picking up again. So
they are already.
It's the same. Yeah, they are exactly. It's already starting to pick up, and it's going to be more and more for here on out. So, my Felix, today we have a fun episode today. We have a fun show that we have planned today. We're doing trivia. We're doing. It's going to be fun. We're going to answer personal questions. We're going to answer.
Do that every Friday. I feel we should do that every Friday. Nice
we'll see what the people think.
Yeah, so these are, of course, are for nobody knows us, nobody flows us. Get to know us. On Friday, we're gonna be just chillaxing, talk about more relaxed stuff. I don't even know what the questions look like. Let me just get that.
I don't know either. That's what's gonna be fun. It's gonna be totally unprepared answering questions. It's gonna be really funny.
So. Okay, so you want to start? You want to start with the first question? I start, you start, let me start.
Okay,
let me start. What's the weirdest job you've ever had, George? My sign.
Weirdest job I ever had. I flipped burgers. I worked as a busboy.
But the weirdest. What's the weirdest job you've ever had?
Define weird, okay? Define weird. Bro, the weirdest job I ever had. Let me think about this, okay? Because I don't want to give... I've worked so many jobs, bro. It definitely has to
be. So let's say the
cringiest,
where you felt the cringiest.
The cringiest job. Fuck. Good one.
Let me answer first.
For this company one time, they were completely disorganized. We were handling events, in the events in the downtown region, they hire us to put up fences and stuff like that for major events. And I did this part-time job while I was in school. And dude, it was the strangest thing. We'd go to work and we wouldn't work. We would just stand around the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
this type of job.
They were so disorganized. The people there organizing the events are just there with their papers and the plans. Are well, for 2 hours, bro. They're like, okay, grab that and put it there, bro. 8 hours passed, and then it was okay, guys, time to go home.
Wow.
If you think about it, not a strange job. It's a useful job, I guess. But it's just I guess the management and the just the organization was awful, maybe. Yeah. And you? What's the strangest job you ever had?
The strangest job. My strangest job. I had the time to think about it while you were talking. My strangest job. I worked in um, les réserves indiennes. I don't know how to say that in English.
The Indian Reserve.
Yeah, I worked in Manawan, and I really experienced. I was helping. I was there to help because a school got flooded or had a fire, I think. So we had to repaint the school, and I was basically there because I really didn't really understand why they like, and what happened. My friend, I was looking for a job. I was out of, I was out of work, and my friend told me my dad, my friend's dad has a company of construction, whatever. They're looking for people. It's very far. It's out of town, so it's 6 hour north of Montreal. It's very up far from you go from Joliette, and then you go all the way up north, and it's a very dangerous road because it's not a maintained road. So first of all, we were in that small car driving with those. I was with those two girls, right? My friend and her friend were they were two girls, and she was driving her small car, and there was big rocks on the road. I had to drive 6 hours all the way up there, and we were sleeping in roulotte de chantier. How do you say
Mhm.
chantier? You know, these little thingies to sleep, like these little shed.
Yeah, okay, like the Dickie Moore,
Dickie Moore,
the Dickie
exactly.
Moore shacks. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was living there for like a week,
Was there
and
comfortable beds in there?
it was fine. It was hot. It was it was maintained. It was clean. And we had the bed that were
How many
made.
people sleep in one shack? I always wondered.
There was 6 rooms in one shack.
Really?
Yeah, and we wouldn't really we were separated,
But those
so we
things are so
wouldn't
small. You
really.
fart, somebody farts, it smells in there.
But you
It's
when
so
you go
small.
there, you really work. So you only really go there to sleep. Honestly, you go and you fall literally because you're so tired. But the one
Mm,
thing that I remember were the dogs.
mm.
There were like dogs in the streets. Like there in the Indian reserves, there's a lot of abandoned dogs, and these dogs are just outside at like -30. And as soon as you go to your Dickie Moore place, they're following you because they're looking for a warm spot to sleep. So I got told by the people like, hey, watch for the dogs. No, 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 no. You really close your door, no, no, because the dogs they go inside and then they're impossible to go. Like any place you go in the stores or whatever, you really need to close the door. That's one thing I remembered. Once I went to my and I was just like looking at the dogs because they were like really
Are they big dogs? Like
smart.
husky?
Yeah,
What kind
yeah,
of dogs?
like weird huskies, like mixed. They were huskies, but like mixed. So they were more like weird looking huskies. I wouldn't like tell you they were
But those,
huskies.
yeah, those dogs are bred to stay outside in the cold. They're fine outside.
Yeah, but I remember like they were really looking for that warm space. It was -30, George. So I remember at that time, I was looking at the dogs. I was like kind of touching them, and they were like, okay, this guy's friendly. So like 6 dogs came around me, and I was
They
like, oh
swarmed you.
no. And I walked to the Dickie Moore thing, and I had a bunch of dogs like on the stairs, really
Shit.
waiting for me to just open the door. And I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So I just opened the door, and as soon as I opened the door, with their nose, they're like, I'm trying to open the door, bro. And they opened the
When they
door.
stick their nose in the
They
crack.
stick their nose in the crack. They went like this. I was like, what?
I
One
know
dog
exactly.
went inside. I went inside. I closed the door. All the other ones, but one dog went inside, and it was like a little alleyway, and then you
Yeah.
had the doors to open your. So one dog just went into the alleyway and he just fell like this, like he was dead. I'm in the hot spot. Fuck you. It was like that. So I had to pull him out. I had to pull the dog out because I couldn't. Obviously, I couldn't. Like I was. Si quelqu'un savait que j'avais laissé ça, c'est fini. Tu comprends? So I had
How
to
you
pull
supposed to
the
get them
dog out
out?
at like 6
like you're
o'clock in the
trying to.
morning.
How do you drag the dog out, bro? They're gonna bite you. Fuck, shit.
They're
But
used to it. Apparently, they're
that
used
would
to it.
suck for me because like I love dogs, right? The dogs would love me because I would pet one dog for sure. They would swarm me and be like, "Oh, this guy's chill. Let's go get some warmth." How old were you when you guys had your first job? I was 13 years old. It wasn't a real
First
job. It
job.
was like because my father has a construction company and I kind of worked with him at a very young age. He brought me to work. Tough labor at 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, my mom had small theaters. So I started working, I was like 10, 11 years old because it was not hard work. We would like just clean the theater and help her with the tickets, and she wouldn't let us around like anything that was expensive. We would like touch the mop basically and like mop floors, but it was fine.
At 11 years old.
Yeah, I started very young. I wanted to have money for myself.
I have a question for you off topic. How important is it, and what kind of lessons do you learn by starting a job, like starting working at a young age? And how does that help you throughout your life?
It's a good question. I asked myself that. I think it's good. I think I see my daughter. She's 3 years old, and since she was 2 years, like since she was able to walk, she was trying to do like mommy and daddy, and she sees mommy and I remember I have a picture of my daughter. She's 1 year old, and she was seeing me on my computer all day, and I got a gift from one of my coworkers. He gave me a bunch of he gave me a bunch of like toys that were actually toys from her from his grandchildren. Il y en avait plein. Il y avait plein de jouets qui étaient used toys, but for older kids. So she had that like small toy laptop. I have that picture, bro. She's using the laptop. I think it's just a normal thing. I think for kids to play and behave and like do like their like work is survival. If you don't work or do something, whatever you do, whatever if even if you're out grid and you're trying to survive without money, let's say you have to work. Like there's gonna be work involved. You're gonna have to like fix stuff around the house. Fix it. There's you can't just sit down and live. So for kids to learn how to work early, as much as you could like create play like how do you say that, comme tu sais du I forgot the word the word was
Dis-le en français. Say it in French. I'll translate it.
Même en français je sais pas comment dire.
Ben dis-le en chinois.
Quand les non mais je sais pas, tu sais quand les enfants font comme comme ils ont des jouets, comme ils font comme les j'aurais pas dû dire ça en ce moment.
Here we have another question for you. When did you know to? Oh, sorry, bro. Finish your point. I was brushing you off.
Non, but je me souviens même pas. Non, mais c'est.
I have a bad habit of doing that.
Les enfants aiment faire comme les parents. Ils aiment ça jouer à des jeux qui leur font penser à ce que leurs parents font. Fait que moi, my daughter, she sees me either on my computer or in the garage working on things on my truck, changing things on the vehicles. She sees me work. She saw me clean. In the house we clean a lot. Like we're testing stuff inside. So as soon as she could like walk, she had that little. She had that in Christmas. Little broom. She started like they love it. If you make work like child's play, it becomes less work. And childs love to play as if they were doing like their mom and dads. How weird.
So bring out our inner child, basically.
Yeah.
Bring out our inner child keeps us loving what we do and loving life. If you think about it, if you look at how kids are, you kind of envy, you're kind of a little bit jealous. They have no care in the world. They're just having fun. Like, if you could live your life like that, but in your mature older body, wouldn't life be amazing?
Honestly, the stuff you're just talking about, I dream of that in my business. Like I really imagine like that each person could have that inner child satisfied every day, living and working, and going back home and feeling like not emptied, you know. Ugh, this job is draining me. Like not like
Yeah.
that. It could be actually nice. It could be fun. It could be fun.
Yeah.
You go to work, and it's actually like you play, like entering stuff in the
You know what's
system could
crazy though?
be.
The thing is, like, we could actually do that if we really wanted to. We could do that. It's all about how you perceive life. Like, for me, for example, I like to perceive life as if it's a game. You know, you level up, you get smarter, you get more experience, you level up your character, you get new armor, new equipment, you get a new car, a new house, bigger house. That, like, you could look at life like that. Like, why do we take life so seriously?
Seriously.
Like, we're not here for very long. We're here for like what, like 80 years if we're lucky. And you see how fast time goes. Like, why are we taking shit so seriously? Why aren't we living life more like a child, more like a kid, and
Hey,
laughing
bro.
and play? Why are we so stressed for? Why are we
Think
like,
about all the gamers around the world and the gaming community, and think about how you could gamify your work.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden you don't look for employees because employees are looking for you. People are looking for you. They're like, hey, this guy actually made work fun. And like, to be honest, that's what we're trying to do with cleaning.
like, why does work, like, who created the idea that work has to be boring? I don't know who created that shit.
I think it's a
It's an old mentality in our society.
Yeah.
But it's also some people lack certain skills to do what they want to do, so they have to settle for like a kind of job that they have to settle for a job that doesn't require skill. When you have a job that doesn't require skill, it's kind of boring, right? Because then you're just doing like basic non-challenging stuff.
Yeah, but like let me be clear. Like, it has to be productive. We're talking about productivity all the time, in Canada productivity is very low and this and that. I think it's because we didn't adapt well and properly in the past like 25 years to like all this technology and everything that's taking over. The kids now, they want to be TikTokers. They see TikTokers making money and they think it's the way to go. For kids, like I just think it's a very boring path to just think that making videos and making content will actually make you a living. It's impossible for TikTok to pay for
Thing is,
everyone.
though, Phil, right now, man, it's a skill that's very, very high in demand. Videographers and people who are good at making videos with effects, and it's a really, really a high demand skill right now. You can make a lot of money with it. You can make a lot of money doing it. You can go on Fiverr, for example, and you can become like a freelancer that does video editing and stuff like that, and you make a shit ton of. Bro, there's people who make thumbnails for a living. You know what a thumbnail is?
Yes, I know.
The thumbnail is the photo of our on YouTube, like our live, like it's the visual of our photo that says Strategy Vault, whatever. There's people that make a shit ton of money just making thumbnails. They get paid like $300-$500 for one thumbnail. Well, when I say one thumbnail, I mean like for one thumbnail, but they give the client like, I don't know, 10 or 15 different options to choose from. My sister, like now, my sister does her podcast. She's in a position where she's hiring people to do the visuals, and she told me, she's like, it cost me $300 for a thumbnail. So, not to get too much like on off track or whatever. I think it's a skill that.
No, I'm listening, but it's actually interesting because I maybe have des préjugés sur la question because I'm thinking like TikTok is a good way, but it can't be a way for everyone. Like we need more people like on interested in other sides. And so we have a
It's only the
responsibility.
very few that make
I
money on
just
TikTok, I
thought
would
my
think.
thought on this. My thought on this is just like other like TikTok is very very interesting, very attractive, and it's understandable. My thought on this is we need to make other like other parts of our like economy and industries interesting and make it like modern and more fun. And I realized at the beginning I was like, it's impossible, like all the other guys. And I was like, at one point I was like, hey, this is inevitable. At one point, if I don't do it, if I don't make it work and gamify cleaning toilets, how could you gamify it? How could you gamify that?
It's all about your perception. Life is all about your perception. If you go into work thinking like, oh, I have to clean shit for a living, forget it. You're gonna be miserable. But if you,
But
like
if
you
you
said, if
do
you
it,
gamify
like
it,
if you do it, let me give you an example, a clear example. I just wanted to say it before I move on to like the next question because it's also very interesting. I wanna read it. The thing about breaking, like, how do you gamify cleaning toilets? Well, if you clean toilets for a certain amount of time without having complaints and without losing so much time and with like and under certain coefficients, we see that you're having results at doing the same thing in a certain amount of time. You're getting bonuses. You're getting money because you showing up every day doing your work is positive and should be positively rewarded, which is not necessarily the case in most structures and in most like business systems that I've seen. They have not taken like a real time to think about how game systems works and how they could like implement a little of how game systems are working in their business. Like, okay, you do this, you do good, boom, you gain something and
you
you
gain some, you gain
progress and you
experience, you go to the next level
levels and
type of thing.
levels and because
The pursuit of a challenge, I guess.
what
the
am I gonna
pursuit
if
of-
some people don't want a promotion, don't want to become like, not all for all people it's not an upgrade to be the boss now. You're being the manager. This is the
Yeah.
only upgrade for most businesses.
That's true. That's true. Now the luxury is like I feel like freedom is the luxury of 2025. It's having that freedom, and usually like CEOs of like I don't think they have freedom, right? They have shareholders to respond to. They have to take care of them. You know, they're the guys at the top. They have a lot on their plate. So although it's like a sexy title, yeah, I'm CEO of so and so. Like for one person, it might be the dream, to have that. But then for another person, it's like, no, I want to have. You know what? That's why it always comes down. It always comes down to perspective, perception. It's all how you perceive it, and your internal mental state that determines. If fuck all the noise about what other people think. If I'm working at a cleaning company and I clean toilets, and I'm happy doing it, bro, I'm better off than you, who's in a higher position, who's unhappy.
Honestly, to be honest, if you know what you're doing in cleaning, and the company, let's say you're an employee and the company where you work for is professional, is giving you good tools to work, ergonomic tools, so you don't break your back doing it. And
those are all bonus. Those are all bonus, like not incentives, but how can I say it? It's like a benefit of working for the company. They give me like good working conditions, all those things.
It's not too much of a struggle to go to work. You're not you're not actually breaking your bones, breaking your body because they're giving you bad tools to do it. It's yes, it's good. The bonuses are fine, but if the tools are breaking bones, there's no deal that could make that up. To my honest opinion. So my tools that we've used since the beginning, to be real honest with you, George, had to be if not fun to use, at least safe to use. But let's move on, bro, because I have a few.
I just want to put
it's
in
already
one
25
in there.
minutes, bro. I can't believe
I want to put it just in one point. Like as human, like I believe that we all have this in us to want to grow somehow, regardless of what we're doing for a living or in life. Like we all have this desire to. If we don't grow, we collapse. We like it's kind of like the law of the universe, right? It's the law with like the sun, for example. There's always like pressure with gravity going in, and there's always pressure going out. Like, how can I explain this in terms of understand? Like, if we stop growing, we collapse, right? So I think that no matter what we're doing, no matter what trade we're in, no matter what we're doing, we always kind of want to get better at what it is we're doing. I think so.
I think it's the goal, right? It's the strive to like not plateau.
That's why people who retire kind of like croak after they retire. People don't want to. When you say retire, it doesn't mean like just sit around on a beach doing nothing. Like the moment you stop working, they say the moment you stop working is the moment you start dying. Like, you just sit around doing nothing. Like,
bro, I have to go ahead because we come.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Move on.
No, but it's fine because it's. I just realized it's 26 minutes, bro. It goes so fast.
I know.
How did it go so fast, man? I can't believe it.
It's because we stayed too long on some points when we should have moved on.
We asked one question out of 10.
I know. We have to be more mindful of like moving quicker the next time.
And it doesn't matter, bro. Honestly, c'est vraiment intéressant. J'ai vraiment aimé ça. But strategy conseil, bro. I'll just go ahead and do the message, bro. Strategy conseil is your go-to resource for personalized funding solutions. Operational efficiency. We're doing automation. We're setting up CRMs. If you're looking to streamline your sales process, automate internal workflows without consistently hiring more staff or third-party consultants, Stratégie Conseil got you covered. Head over to stratégieconseil.ca to scale smarter, not harder. So yeah, next question, Jord. And before we go, I think we had a question here in the comments that we might not even have to go into our notes.
Choose one, because we're only going to have time for one.
Yeah. Sorry. Overlaps and shit. All right. Elvan asks, when did you know though that you want to be your own boss and you don't work for anyone else? That's a good question. Do you want to answer first, George?
When I knew I wanted to be my own boss was when I was waking up in the morning, going to work to a job I didn't like, to work for a boss that I didn't like, to advance somebody else's dream instead of my own. So when I realized all this, I realized that I was living in like a simulation, in a way, and I just felt like, why am I working hard for somebody else? It didn't make any sense for me. So it was at that point where I decided to take a leap of faith and pursue my own ventures.
Nice.
Phil?
Me? For me, when did I know that I want to be my own boss and don't work for anyone else? I was working in payment processing. I think I plateaued at that point in a sense that I felt that I was in charge of a department that was geographical, and that geographical was really, in my opinion, after so many years of calling the same people and looping the loop, I would say I felt I plateaued. So I switched. I tried by first going travailleur autonome. How do you say travailleur autonome, George? Self-employed.
Freelancer?
Yeah, freelancer. I started as a freelancer. So I started like as a self-employed type of a venture where I worked in an office that had a full platform, and I was doing financing at that time. I was doing funding for these guys, and they basically closed. We went for Christmas break, and I left my laptop there. I left all my equipment. My whole office was there, and they closed the office because they didn't pay the rent. So in January, when we went back, and the thing was locked with an actual. I was like, okay, no, I'm not redoing that again. I'm just gonna start my own business. So from there, I started my business. On January, feet in the snow, I took the bus back home, and I started my business. That's what I did. I had to buy a new laptop and all that stuff. So yeah, bro, you want to do next?
You have time for one more?
Well, we have time for maybe just a message. I don't find Uninet. Yeah, I just have the message for Uninet. Quick shout out, bro, because we can't do our live without mentioning my own brand dedicated to keeping your business space spotless. We handle all the details so you can focus on what matters most: growth. And remember, once we hit 100 subscribers on the Strategy Vault channel, we're kicking off weekly giveaways, window cleaning, maybe steam clean of your bathroom. I don't know. If you haven't yet, subscribe and help us reach that milestone. So I'll go ahead, George, with one last question because after that, I really have to go. So business on the business side, what's the hardest lesson? What's the hardest lesson you've learned in business?
That's a good one. The hardest lesson I've learned in business: be careful who you are friends with. Be careful who you hang out with. Make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people. And be careful who you go into business with. Make sure that your goals are aligned and that um, they want you to succeed. Look out for that. A lot of people are jealous. A lot of people are envious. Just look out that you surround yourself with good people. I would say.
Strong. Thanks.
Yourself?
I would say don't micromanage. Start by managing your expectations first and making sure that your vision, so basically what you want to appear, like la vision que tu t'es donnée pour la faire apparaître, so it appears to the world, so it really, like, to really make it happen, is to make sure that it's not only based on like your view and your specific view on things, because you need to do that with a team. You won't be able to do that alone. You're gonna have to like just the way you said it, because you're gonna have to circle yourself around with the right people. If you don't want to lose them because of your character, you need to be able to manage your expectations and make sure that your vision is not oblige, like ça oblige pas des gens à faire des choses qu'ils veulent pas faire, que ça, that it's not like
your camera's laggy, Phil.
Yeah, someone's calling me, that's why. That you're not pressurizing like someone with your vision. I don't know how to like really summarize this or make it short, but I don't know if you could help me maybe with this. But like, you're gonna have to surround yourself with the right people, but these right people, they have their own mind. They're not yes men. They're people that come with their own baggage, their own.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, being a good listener, I guess, is important.
Being able, to manage your expectations. I meant like really, like, you won't be if you start by surrounding yourself with a team and saying like, okay, by the end of the year, this is a really wrong start. Like, by the end of the year, we need to hit this and that and targets. Like, manage your expectations, guys. These targets might not get hit, and it's not because of your team. It's not because of what they did. It's not because of because of their performance. You're gonna have to review your whole processes before you could start saying, yeah, this guy or that guy you need to really make sure that when you start, you
Dis-le en français, c'est chill. Dis-le en français.
No, man, it's fine. you manage your expectations, man. Like you make sure that your vision is aligned with reality every day.
Good.
Just to
That's a good
review
one.
that, review them, review your vision every day. That's why they say write your goals down every day, because you review that. You want to review that every day.
Yeah, and you kind of get derailed if you stop. If you like, when you write it down every day, you're just focused. You're always focused on the same goal, and if you stop writing it down or if you stop working on it, you get derailed, and your brain starts to go like, okay, what am I doing right now? And to stay focused and to stay on track, writing the goals down is amazing. It's amazing advice, 100%.
They will change. You will see the paper change from
And that's okay.
January to January, and it's perfect. That's what you want. And
That's perfectly fine.
It will be a very good time machine to look at these paper again. Hey, these goals changed, bro. This phone keeps ringing because I gotta go, Jordan.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Anyways,
but we'll go
ahead,
with
bro.
one last thing. Yeah, Bainta. You gotta go to Bainta, Jordan. I'll let you go with the message. Bainta is our place when we're hungry, and I'm hungry. I can't go. But bro, this is where I go usually when I'm hungry. I have to say it, bro. Like, this is come on down. Come on down to your Bainta Quinta restaurant.
Bro, I can't even breathe, bro.
Bro. I gotta go. Can you put the song?
You stopped the stream.